It shouldn't be hung like a painting, just flat. It needs to be, something draped or off center, draped. Give it some folds, big folds.
Tell me about the process of creating your metal sculptures, such as we have here at the Clark.
Originally made into bottle caps for alcoholic drinks like whiskey, brandy, and the rest, which consumed a lot in where I come from, where I live, in the little village of Nsukka, and probably all over the world, I think. Yeah. And well, these are what I collect. The people who distill these have the culture of collecting or recycling the bottles that are used. And in the process of recycling, they have to discard the tops. And so this become ready material for me to use, And I like the fact that they've been touched by human hands, at so many stages. Now I get these things and then intervene by cutting them and opening them up and belting them together in order to create very huge sheets. Huge sheets that are, so big that they give you the freedom to play around with them. Initially, these were purely sculptures, but as time went on, I saw that there was need for me to consider so many other elements, like the colors that come with the bottle caps.
The different brands of drinks.
Yeah, like the reds, the black, the yellows, and so on and so forth. And so I now work more like a sculptor and a painter put together, because the constants of the sculptor and the painter are what I'm grappling with as well. I think since the beginning has something to do with some allusion to make to a history. The bottle caps, for instance, where do they come from? It's from the relationship between Europe and Africa that these bottle caps came to Africa. Not that we didn't have our own way of presenting drinks, but then this one of putting them in bottles and capping them, came from Europe. And in fact, drinks were among the items that Europe brought to Africa in order to start trading, with Africa. And drink, we saw, eventually became a currency, that was used in doing so many things. So that when I take a bottle cap and I cut it, I just have the feeling that I'm working with a material which was there at the beginning of the contact between two continents, and eventually three continents, because the currency of drink, happened to be used in paying for slaves which were brought to the West, the Americas, and they produce more sugarcane for more drink, and it goes back into Europe and then comes back into Africa, and so on and so forth and so forth. So the link between the three continents, that historical fact, I think drink has a lot to do with it, And then if you think about even my process of linking this thing, the link is not a very steady one. It's a very loose one in which things can move. It also has some symbolic meaning, to the relationship that you see between the three continents or peoples of the world now.
One of the things that I've been fascinated by is your interaction with curators of your work in terms of their installation, that you insist on giving them the power to reconfigure your work.
Yes.
And do you see it falling to the floor?
It could fall to the floor, do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll show you some pictures.
Play around.
Of the,
Yeah, play around. I don't know if you are used to playing around. Well,
We'll try. It's not in our nature.
We all know that the human life or life is not something which is cut and dried. It's something which is constantly in a state of change. You know, so many years ago I was a toddler, and now I'm old and gray-haired, and you know, yeah. If things weren't so, I would have remained a toddler. And I want my artworks to kind of have that experience, or to replicate that experience. You know, at each time that they are brought out, it's an opportunity for them to take on a new shape. I think somehow it's my own way of finding out the artist in people. You know, I know that there's artists in everybody, all of us. You know, it's not only those of us who are calling ourselves or who are called artists who have the creative juice in us. It's in everybody. And the idea of giving freedom to people to configure my works is to kind of awaken that artist in them.